Your first high school reunion, it's like a show and tell of the last 10 years of your life, and I felt like I didn't have anything to show or tell. I arrived at my 10-year class reunion alone. And before I even had the chance to pick up the printed program or the name tag with my senior picture on it, I started getting approached by classmates, and they were pointing and laughing, and they were wanting to high five. It was the 90s, so it was high fives. It wasn't fist bumps. And they were saying things like, "Matthew, that was hilarious. Matthew, that was what you wrote was hysterical." And I thought, wait, what? I was confused. Then I remembered that 6 months earlier, I got a registration form in the mail, and it had a ton of questions on it, like, where do you live? Where do you work? Are you married? Do you have kids? The last question was, what are your 3 favorite high school memories? I remember I answered all the questions accurately, but that last one, your 3 favorite high school memories, I made some stuff up. And back at the reunion now, I sensed that what everybody was laughing about had something to do with what was printed in that program. I knew I had lied, but I forgot what I had written. So I cracked open the program and I scanned down to my name. What are your 3 favorite high school memories? 1, scoring the winning touchdown against rival Tulsa Memorial in the playoffs. So I wasn't on any athletic team. I had no athletic ability. 2, playing the lead in the high school musical. I couldn't sing, dance, or act, and I was never in a play of any kind. Number 3, having sex with Mrs. Andrews in her car after play practice. So, Mrs. Andrews was kind of the young, hot drama teacher back in the day. But anybody that knew me back then knows that if I was having sex with anyone at that age, it was likely with myself. So, as far as lies go, these were whoppers. I mean, pants on fire kind of lies. But much to my surprise, they had printed them all. And they were a hit. Everybody loved it, not because they thought they were true, but because everybody knew they were absurdly false. The idea that I had any talent or sexual prowess was absolutely hilarious to these people. Oh, so because of that gag over the course of the evening, I'd become more popular at my high school reunion than I ever was during high school. It was fun. I was having a great time. So lying about your high school memories was a fun game. But then something happened that completely changed the game. After cocktails and dinner, the MC stepped up to the microphone to announce a surprise guest speaker. We kept her in the back because we wanted it to be a surprise. Please welcome back one of our favorite teachers from back in the day, our drama teacher, Mrs. Liz Andrews. It gets worse. And her husband. Everybody in the crowd did this. Then they all turned and looked at me. So, to say that I felt uneasy would be a gross understatement. I glanced around the room for the nearest exit as if a fire had broken out, but to flee would have just drawn more attention to myself. So what I did was I sunk in my chair and I tried to become invisible. And I prayed, oh God, oh God, oh God, please tell me she did not read the program. So Mrs. Andrews started her short speech, and she seemed really happy to be there, so happy that I thought maybe she didn't read the program. But toward the end of her speech, her tone changed. She snapped. She got really angry. She pointed right at me at the back of the room. She said, "Matthew Paul Weatherbee." My whole world froze. She had read the program. She was about to let me have it. The drama teacher was about to unleash some drama. And I was 28 years old, but I felt like a kid again. I felt like a kid getting in trouble at school, and it scared me to death. It scared me so bad I peed a little bit. She said, Matthew, I just want you to know. But then her face relaxed and a big smile broke out, and she said, I want you to know that was one of my favorite memories too. She could have absolutely humiliated me, and I would have deserved it, but she didn't. Instead of criticizing my joke, a joke that I made at her expense, she decided to be in on the joke. I never took her class in high school, but she taught me some things that night. Another thing I learned that night, if you don't have much to show or tell, it's okay to make some shit up.